Hello everyone. uh, just setting up as always. I always refresh my, there it is. I always refresh my page until I see that my stream has gone on. Because up till then I'm never sure if it's like on or not. So I'll leave that up there. I've got my chat. Hello, Seven Arrest. Okay, so I've got a new little setup today. I'm going to attempt to let me see if I can. Nope, it's just gonna open it right there. It's gonna try to sneakily open a page, but I can never get it to work. I like how I always start all these streams with my super incompetence. I'm always like, hey, look at me. I cannot do technology. It's all good. Okay, so I just like to have a little page open to make sure my stream is going. How are you doing, Stubborn Arrest? Having a good day? Having a good weekend? Okay, I'll leave this up. You don't know what this is, but I do. I'll put my OBS in front of it if I have problems. And I have my Discord open. There's a little link in the socials part, I think. So some people were talking about how they were having problems with my being able to chat in the chat box. The chat box, that's exactly what it's called. Yeah, there's some kind of glitch where people will put in something and then right away it will just disappear and then the chat won't show up. So if that's happening and you have Discord, I've opened up a little, I guess you call it channel, where it says Miss Art Garden live stream, and you can come and chat in there. I'll put like a hi, just so people know that it's there. Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm gonna start painting. Oh, yeah. Hello, Paint to Love, Rubutani, Tox Art. So good to see everyone. I'm always worried that, like, I won't be able to, I don't know, like, my live stream isn't going live or something. I have a lot of paranoid problems. I should make a bingo about every time I talk about things that I mention every live stream. Okay, let's make it kind of like a yellowy desert color, actually. It's been a really long time. I drew the original Rey, I think is her name, from Star Wars back in like 2017. It's been a really long time. I was looking for something to paint for this live stream. Hello, Egyptian Gamer Geek. How are you? Nice sketch. Thank you. You doing MS Paint? Okay, so let's do color. Yeah, I pre-sketched this because I think sketching sometimes is like kind of the boring part. So I'm just gonna start painting and we can talk. We can chat and hopefully I'll be able to see everyone. I have someone in the Discord. AGHHH. Hello, I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe you're just coming to say hi in the Discord. Okay, so let's get some kind of, oops, I don't have my reference up. Hold on, I've got a couple different references of her in different lighting, which I think will help. There we go. And yeah, just start on it. If you ever drew me, you would have to do a desert too. Yeah. Draw you right in front of the pyramids. Vacationing with like Cleopatra's modern day clone. That'll be probably good. I was noticing as I was sketching Daisy Ridley, she seems to have a very square face, which I, for some reason, have a really hard time. Let me turn my hardness down. Painting square faces. So we'll see how this works. I figure if I mess it up, we can just roast it. Yeah. You don't speak English, but just a little bit? Oh, that's okay. You seem to be speaking it good. We all speak, I speak bad English, so I always feel bad when people try to listen to me and they're like, what is she saying? Even native speakers. But yeah, I appreciate just coming by. You can speak English however you want, as long as it's not gonna get you kicked off by YouTube standards. um, I'm always kind of like, what am I saying? 'Cause I paint. Oh, I don't have something else open. I had another reference for her outfit. Yeah, here we go. Oh, can we scroll down? I did not prepare enough. I try to get everything ready, and then there's always something. Does this not let me resize? I hope you guys can hear me. I guess I have to resize from this corner. This is like an older thing on my other computer that nobody can see, so that's okay. Here we go. Here we go. We got it all set up now. You speak French. Oh, that's really cool. I don't really know how to speak much French other than parlez-vous français, which was already answered. Je ne sais quoi. I don't know. My sister's fluent, somewhat fluent in French, and her boyfriend is from Quebec, so he knows, he's very fluent in French. Yeah, so her outfit is sort of a tannish color, so I'll just, actually this was the gray jacket I was drawing. I was looking at different drawings of her, and that just matches the background perfectly, doesn't it? Maybe I'll keep that color, but change the background a little bit to more of a gray. I'm looking green. Let's just colorize it. I'll do it again. Yeah, we'll bring up saturation a little bit, lightness a little bit. Hi, Cyborg Rex. Croissants, yeah. Now we've learned another French word. Oh, thank you, Toxart. That's probably better. And then I can have her jacket. It's almost the same color. I might fix it later. Once you add the shading, it might not be so bad. We'll get it going. Yeah, so we'll get this in. Pretty simple drawing. I guess I should blow this up so it's taking up more of the image, the face, the space of the screen. I don't know. I'm always like, what am I saying? Just keep babbling. That's kind of my method in my head. Like sometimes I literally don't know what I just said, and I'm like, just keep going. It's good. And then when I go to edit my videos, I'm like, there's no consistency here. I'll start to say something, and then I'll never have finished my thought, and then I'll be like, great, I just don't know how to edit this. Bonsoir, Cyborg Rex. Is that how I'm probably butchering the pronunciation? I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce things even in English. I think French would be a really fun language to learn. It's so like I don't know. I'd like to learn a lot of languages. I'd like to learn French and German. I think Russian would be a fun one, just because they have such a severe sounding cadence, I guess is the word, where they're like, yeah, the Russia, you know what I mean? Probably not. I'll just say, you know what I mean anyways, and then move on and feel like people understand me whether they do or don't. So let's get, I don't know how to do her hair. I'm just gonna blockily shape it in now. The hair is kind of easier to fix later because you just put strands over it. So I'm not gonna fret. Just gonna get it placed in. Put a little bit behind her jacket here. Erase that. Actually, I want my eraser to be the same hardness as my brush. So it turns out pretty good. I'm sure there's a lot of people. Oh, hello, Ali Okenseigen. I hope that's right. Yeah. I see I've already lost track of my thoughts. Oh, I think I was just talking about my brushes. Okay, so I guess that's good. I don't think this is gonna be too difficult. I'm gonna take my jacket off because I'm getting kind of hot. Huh. And then I'm gonna switch in my chair. If I go quiet, it's because I've got my mic in kind of a strange, strange place. Oh, hello, Fit, and I can't say that word on YouTube. My pen score will go down, but I'll say, hello from Minnesota. I have some cousins that live in Minnesota and an aunt and uncle. I know it's very, very unpleasant in the winter. So they say. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Okay, so let's do the shading next. Get some shading. Perfect. I'm trying to think how I want this to be shaded. If I want to go kind of like it's blue light, or in the desert it'd be like warm light from the sun. Oh, I got super pronunciation. Is it Ray, not Ray? Oh, good job, me. I couldn't remember. I think I spelled it like a ray of sunshine. I can fix that. Maybe? Can I change the name of my live stream while it's going? You probably can, but I can't figure it out right now. Oh, there's an edit option. I'm not gonna risk it. Everyone could come on and make fun of me for having bad spelling. That's fine with me. Okay, so I'm gonna also change her sketch. So let's make it a little darker. So I'm a bit worried that having it red with the coloring is gonna like skew my perception of the colors that are going in. So what is my hardness at? 30? That's probably good. Alright, so let's just block in where the colors will be. She'll have some under her eyes, under her nose. Those are like the darkest spots on the face. So I usually start with them, a little bit under the lips. And any chance would you ever make a how to draw hair tutorial, or already have? I like how you make the hair. It's cold in Minnesota? I bet. It's a little bit cold here. It's not as cold as it was, but I heard the East Coast was getting some nasty weather. And Rubutani, yeah, I've made some hair tutorials. Do you mean like for drawing or for painting? Because I think I'm probably have done the painting. I don't know if I've done drawing tutorials. I'm not like super confident on my illustration here, but yeah. I could make something. You have an XP Penstar 03. Is that a type of tablet? Okay, Egyptian Gamer Geek. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, hey, Timeless J's. How are you doing? Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got some in her ear too, and we'll have some under her neck. Let's just blow this up. I just kind of think of this stage as like sketching the drawing. I mean the shading and the highlights, so I don't worry too much about like how clean it looks. I'm just mostly trying to block in the colors. Let's pick like a slightly more yellow and get some of the other shading in. So like behind the nose she'll have some. I kind of like to switch the variation of colors. I don't always have a methodology to it other than it looks really samey if you do the same color. So yes, she might have some that curves in over the eye here, and this eye will have some going out here. Just trying to figure it out. So there's like a little bit of a dip where your temple is here, and then actually there'll be like a little bit of lighterness there. And then she has a bit of a cheekbone from the references, so I'll make sure to color that area in. Yeah. And then a little bit over here I'm on a clipping mask, so I can just messily put that in without worrying. Under the eyes always have some shadows, so I'll just dump them in there. If I go quiet, usually after a strange chuckle, it's because I'm drinking tea. These are my strange habits. Yes, it's a tablet. Oh, I think, I don't know. That's cool. We should do some kind of collab sometime where I'm painting and people can send in like their artwork too or something. I mentioned it earlier. I have my Discord up. There's a little social link. It's like an invite from Nick Eamon. If you have problems talking, or if you wanna send like links or something to me while I'm doing this, and you can't do that through the stream, so you can go there. Yeah, I've probably mentioned that a couple times just in case if when new people come on, because there's specifically a couple people who say they can't talk in my. They've been having problems talking, chatting. It goes away. But how old am I? I'm super old. I'm. I'll leave it up to mystery. I've answered it a couple times, but I'm old. um, do I like doodle art? Is doodle art like a style? I like to doodle. I might not understand that one. I'm sorry. It's probably me, not you. This is probably some like common cultural knowledge thing, and I'm like, I wonder what that is. uh, okay, so let's get some. I don't worry so much when the paint goes into the clothes and stuff. I think it's kind of nice to not have like pure colors, if that makes sense. We have a mix up here, a mash up. And yeah, we'll have a little bit here. Okay, so let's get some darker shading in. That looks okay for the start. Uh, thank you, Timeless Jades. You guys are also nice to me. Okay, so let's get a little bit of a darker one. I'll go in and the darker areas like the eyes. Just kind of mark these in. Go back in and refine them later. There'll be like a little bit there in the crease of her eyeball. And some down there. I guess I never put in eyebrows. I should do that. Put some under here. Some under here. And yeah, I like kind of make a mess before I clean it up with painting. I know I've said that several times, but it's kind of my methodology. Trying to think of how dark. I think I'll just make this whole thing a little bit darker. Put that down there. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. I go quiet when I'm like thinking and processing. I'm trying to think of how ears look, because it's cut off in the reference. There'll be like a little thing there. There'll be the highlighted area there, and I think yeah. Let me see how far along we're getting. We're getting there. It's starting to take shape. I think it's time to turn the sketch down a bit and move on. Do I know ZHC? Is that a program, or is that a? I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty lost when it comes to like program stuff, or if it's something else. Um, what does ZHC stand for? Okay. I'm taking another look. I might have actually made her jaw a little too square. Because she does have a very square jaw, but maybe that's a little too extreme. So I might soften it up here a bit. Let's get her lips in a bit. So that might go down at that angle, come out. And maybe I'll open her mouth a little bit. And give her, I think she usually has her mouth open in the movies. But maybe I'm remembering her wrong. Maybe that's a Kristen Stewart thing. Let's get like a little peachy color for the lips. And I'll just kind of mark these in shape-wise. And that goes down to the corner of the mouth and disappears. There we go. And then a little bit here. Yeah, I'll just put a little black here to remind me that I was just going to add a little bit of openness to the mouth. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like without the sketch real quick. I think it kind of looks like her. It's starting to take shape in my head. Let's go back to the hair layer real quick and get some marking kind of where the eyebrows are going to go. And I think her eyebrows, I didn't really draw them right. They kind of have that peaked look where there's a little bit of a peak. Oh, it's a YouTuber, ZHC. I guess I don't know him. I don't think I'm hip enough. uh, what does he do? Does he do art? And then maybe I'll add this in before we lose it in the deletion of the sketch. Yeah, that looks good. I'm not gonna draw. I mean, I can draw it in. I guess it's not a big deal. Draw a little bit in for her other hair. Maybe I'll delete that later. Okay, and then we just need to shade her little jacket, and we'll have all the base shading ideas in. Hey, it's Mariel Illustrations? I've already forgotten how you said to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. How are you doing? Yeah, what was I doing? Oh, this shading on the jacket. Yes, okay. Oh, thank you, Rubutani. We'll see how long that lasts. My goal is not, because there's sometimes where it like looks at the beginning and you're like, yeah, it looks good, and then like sometimes it starts to turn off and I just keep messing it up. So my goal is not to have that happen. I'm pretty sure, since I was so diligent with the sketch, that I'll be able to pull this off. Sometimes I'm really lazy with the sketch and I don't make sure all the proportions, and I think I'll fix that later, and then it's a disaster. So hopefully, since I took the time to do that, it won't be like that. I guess we shall see. He does comic art. I'll have to check him out because I do like watching artists. For some reason, YouTube like never recommends other art stuff to me. Like sometimes it, no, I can't remember the name. Sometimes it'll recommend a channel like the other day that I don't watch, but for the most part, it doesn't for some reason. I think it doesn't believe that I'm an artist. It's like, no. Yeah, here, I have a little notepad here. I'll write ZHC. Unless, is it, no, I don't think I do know ZHC. I said it right, yay! Oh, thank you, Real. I'm gonna overthink it and mispronounce it in the future though, just as a heads up. ZHC, and I'll just put YouTuber, and I'll remember to look them up afterwards. Then I can be a new fan of theirs. Yeah. And speaking of, you say he's a comic artist. Speaking of, next week I think I might try like a community thing where I'm already working on a comic, so I don't want to go too crazy with this, but I might start like every other week live streaming like making a comic, and the people who come on the stream can like vote for what happens in it and what the characters look like and stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of my idea. We'll see how that goes. See if we can get that to work as a live stream. I would pretty much solely work on it just in the live stream, except like maybe I'll do some inking or some boring stuff like outside, so people don't just have to sit there and watch me at the pen tool forever. But yeah, that might be kind of fun. I think we could make it a Christmas one or like a holiday one or a winter one or something, or I don't know. It'll be up to whatever people feel like when they show up. So that is my idea for next week, and if people do like that idea, or I'll try it out, and if people do like it and want to just to make sure I get the comic done, I might start like live streaming on Wednesdays or something too. I'll have to see. Streaming for me kind of depends on what my house situation is like, who's home and stuff. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna just keep kind of working on getting her all shaded in and stuff. Just kind of the tedious re-going over it and re-going over it until it starts to look right. I think as far as just the base look of her, it's taken shape though. So yeah. Let's get a little bit of whiteness in her eyes before I move on, because I often forget that and then I go back in later and butcher a little bit of it. I don't want it to look very white. Eyes are not actually very, very white, contrary to what they seem like they appear to be. Huh. Oh, welcome back, Egyptian Gamer Geek. Okay. I'm just, when I go silent, I'm thinking. Or plotting. Yeah, let's see. Get that in there. I'm trying to think. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit, mark in where the eyes will be, and I might just kind of go from there. I don't know, like there's like a weird part of me that's like, get rid of sketch right away. The sketch is good, but sometimes it like, if you keep it on too long, you start to like make a cartoonish style of drawing, I think. I just want to mark where I have the eyes sketched. I didn't do this eye very good. Let's round it in, and then it'll round down like this and go behind. And there'll be like a little bit of skin here actually, so I'm going to bring this down and up. And I'll mark that skin in before I move on. Let's get it like shaded dark skin, so like this. Yeah, just see a little tiny bit of skin there where the eye is. Let's see what this looks like. Yes. I think I got it. I'll just turn the sketch back on if I need. So she'll be like a little weird ghost look in the meantime. Take another drink here. Yes. Okay. I'll just work on this eye a little bit and get this kind of figured out. Like, I think her lashes will be a little bit like that, so it won't look quite so weirdly angled. Her nose, I guess I didn't really get her nose in very well. I'll just kind of try to shape it now. Have a little bit of highlight here to pick up this darker color and establish it sort of behind the nose. It's the best way to make it look like it has a line there. And maybe even like a little bit, oops, a little bit darker just right where that nose is, and then we'll blend that in so you don't even notice it. I might have drawn her nose line in a little too far. We'll see. We'll keep going. Like this little bit, little tiny bits like this where it looks like this is dipping in just a bit when it doesn't do that. I think that really affects the painting for some reason. So I'm always a little weary of that. Just giving my random tips. So I'll bring that out a little bit. Miss Art, when you said about drawing me at the pyramids with Cleopatra in modern clothes. You censored the word. That's okay. I've been trying to, because for a while my channel got like in this weird state where people were like, I'm not getting your your notifications and stuff, and then the information about the P-score came out, and I have a feeling I was like sort of collabing with someone and they gave me a nickname, and it's apparently how many times it's said. And apparently that will like suppress your channel for a while. I don't know what it is. I'm not even monetized. I didn't think that would happen, but I just don't want it to happen again. It's like this strange censorship of YouTube. But yeah, so that's why I'm like censoring myself. I'm not quite so prudish in real life, but just trying to, I guess, play by the YouTube rules so I don't get kicked off the playground. Yeah, I want to shapen her lips a little bit here because I'm sort of losing them. I don't know how much this is coming out a little too far, I think, actually. This might come in a bit here. You'd see a little bit more of a shadow, and then go up. Maybe I've cut that bottom part out. I'll bring that down a little bit. Huh. It doesn't look quite right. I think this needs to be erased or whatever by the skin. And then bring this out. Yeah, we'll get it. And then this might need to come out a little bit more. I might have shrunk that in. Just kind of keep working on it. The mouth is like one of those things that I don't think a lot of people, like when you learn art, oops, there's some chat. You like Michael Jackson? Oh, you were saying it looks like Michael Jackson. Yeah, I can see that. I guess I should put some eyes in so it doesn't look so like a ghost from beyond. You get my notifications. That's good. Okay, sorry. I know I get so distracted. I always feel like I should do this where I get people on. Man, if that was a bingo, I'm pretty sure I say that every live stream. But yeah, it's still a dream. Still living on. I could get people to come on and talk and stuff. One of these days I'll get it set up so it'll work like that. Okay, so we'll get her eyes in like that. Now we can know that she's not a dead person. Okay, now we'll take that sketch layer away. Wait, actually, let me see something. Yeah. I was just making sure I didn't move her jaw too much. Okay. All the little things. Now we just have to refine the shapes and the shading and stuff. All the sketching it out's not usually bad. It's getting those little details in without messing it up. It's like the most obvious thing to say. I guess I should ask people, do you guys like the new Star Wars movies? I've been, I told Egyptian Gamer Geek, I think maybe a couple live streams ago, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to see the new one. I was so disappointed. Not like disappointed, but I just wasn't like into The Last Jedi. He said he was gonna go see the movie and let me know the new one if it's any good. The Rise of Skywalker might be what it's called, but not sure. Rey's gonna look like a beauty model. Hopefully she'll look a little less Michael Jackson-y. I think it's the nose right now. You say Je t'adore? Tu es la... I think it says I like it or I love it. And then you are the... And I don't know what... Melior? I gotta get a translation from my sister. I'm gonna shift around in my chair. If you hear weird noises, it's just me moving around. You were disappointed a bit, except for what it is, The Last Jedi. You love the Star Wars? I liked I should have looked up the names of these. I want to embarrass myself. The Force Awakens, maybe, is the J.J. Abrams one, the first one. I really liked that one. I see. I don't think you would see much of this nostril. So maybe just a little bit. This might, maybe we'll move this down. I'll show you my trick on how to move things down. So if you, I've created a clipping mask. If you just move it down like this, you'll see like a hard edge. I'll show you here like that. So I create this clipping mask, I select it, and then I feather it about 15. And that's the magic touch. Now when you move it, you see that there's not... Let me move it in place first. Like maybe even down here. I think it needs to go down quite a bit. You can see there's not that hard edge. So that's before and after. I think... Whoops. I think I moved it down a little too much though. So let me just take it a little bit further down. Yeah, and then I'll shape it in. You're not really into Star Wars, Marel? I was sort of into the originals more, but I've kind of lost my passion for it. Disney needs to step it up. We want good Star Wars movies. I do like fantasies and sci-fis and stuff. Super Boni Nut. I think that's beautiful something. I'm gonna guess nose because it starts with an N, but I'm not sure. Rise of Skywalker, as much as I'm excited, I'm hoping that Palpatine thing works out great and wraps up the saga. They said you are the best. Oh, Real Illustrations. You live in Canada, don't you? Do you speak some French then? Thank you, Stubborn Arrest. J.J. Abrams is directing. Yeah, I liked J.J. Abrams, the first, what is it called, Star Trek. So I'm hoping he'll pull something good for this one. I'm gonna be optimistic about it, but I still don't think I'm gonna see it in theaters. I hardly see movies in theaters nowadays. I've kind of lost my knack for it, I guess. I don't know. I don't have anyone to see them with. That's part of it. It's boring going by yourself. You might as well just wait till it comes out in theaters. Let's see if I can get this nose up a little bit. Like a little bit of tiny shadow there. It's hard to do those noses where they stick out a bit. I think I'm being a little too careful. I'm gonna zoom out in a minute. Let me just finish shaping up this nose. And then I'm gonna go add some more drastic shading, because right now it's pretty, what is the word? Like uncontrasted. Yeah. So, let me get this a little bit in. While I'm here, might as well fix up her nose so it's less Michael Jackson-y. I don't know if that's any better. I'm gonna go in with the Liquify in a minute. Let me just do some contrasting stuff though. Oh, thank you, Timeless Jades. You thought the Rogue One and Force Awakens were great? Oh, you speak French. Oh, good night. Bonne nuit. Good night. Okay, I see. I don't think I ever knew good night. Bonjour is, maybe that's just hello. Good. I wonder what that translates to. Good something, I guess. If you speak, I speak a little bit of Spanish, so sometimes like I can pick out a little bit of French by guessing it based off the Spanish. But yeah, other than that, I should learn French. I used to want to learn Japanese too. My friend learned it. I was just no good at it. I still remember, I guess I didn't remember. Oh yeah. Kini kawate o shiokyo. It's from Sailor Moon. It's the first thing she taught me. Let me see what I've lost. I guess I haven't lost it. Whoops. She lost her hair. That's my bad. I'm gonna reinforce this a little bit because it's hard to see. Because I think it should have just been darker to begin with. I gotta go in and fill in some of these gaps behind the painting too. It's the downside of clipping masks. I can think of the words. Uh-oh. Yeah, the spinning beach ball. I never know if that means my computer cuts the live stream for a minute or not. You think I should draw you Tox art? Do you have a lot of pictures of yourself up? I always need like references. People need to send me references. Maybe that's a little too dark actually. I'm gonna take that back a bit. I'll leave that by the neck part there. Then I'll leave this part open. Give a little bit at the back of the neck to match that up. It won't look so dark once I've gotten the others in. So maybe I don't have to worry too much. Let's push it a little bit more. Gotta take some chances. It's not like I can't undo it if it's too dark in the end. Let's give her a little bit of a crease in her neck too because of the angle. Let's see if that looks good. Maybe. I'll leave it for now. I might want to just work in a little bit of color under her jaw. Yeah. I don't know. I'll just keep going. Just keep going. Ray looks like Natalie Portman. I've always thought they looked kind of similar. Natalie Portman and her, like a bone structure thing. Okay, I'm gonna just go, it's gonna look a little messy as I put in some darker colors. But I want to get it established. Her chin is off a bit. I'm gonna have to go in with the the liquify tool. Fix this area, fix her nose a bit. This needs to go out a little bit like that. That's supposed to be an arrow. I don't know how it's seen. Yeah. Other than that, I think it's looking okay. Let's flip it. Let me take a look. Yeah. Yeah, I think a little bit of tweaking. But I want to get these shadows in first. I'm gonna like stick to finishing things up when I start them. Her nose will probably have to be a little bit more red. Let's get a redder color in here. Put this all the way in the red. Huh. You like the tone and the color of the background? Well, thank you. I'm gonna try to make it a little deserty. I don't know what that'll look like in the end. We'll get to it. And yeah, I'll get a little bit of shading down here, a little bit down here, under her lips. Need a little bit. I'll work that in. And I think over here her eyes look kind of like they're floating. So maybe I'll work in a little bit of darker shading here. Right now she looks, she's got like a red eye irritation. I gotta work that in. When I zoom it in, let me see if I can just kind of block it in for now. I'll add some like highlights. I think that makes the eyes look a little more healthy. I know that she looks a little bit sick right now, as weird as that is, just from the way they are. At least that's what I think. Okay, I think her eye does that. I'm just thinking, okay. And we will go in and add some around the hairline. I've got to go in with the hair later and get it going. Oh, she'd have like definitely have some here. Let me get this redder color. Definitely have some by the ear. A little bit of a shadow that would maybe go down. Maybe I'd put that a little too far over. I'll blend it in and then go down into the chin area here like this. And then this would be, let's see, a little bit like that. This is making sense to me. I'll get it in the end. You become me and you should draw me and post a video of you drawing. I'm just thinking. Okay, so I think there'll be some shadow here. And yeah. Alright, I've gotten a little bit more contrast in. We'll see how that goes like that. We'll get some here. It goes like down here. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna merge that layer and then go to liquify and do my best to kind of shape up the things. I don't think I look quite right. Alright, she always looks kind of funny without any hair. So down here, this first of all, let me see. How am I gonna fix this? I think this just needs to go up like this a little bit. And the chin, it's not too bad from this angle. She had a little bit of a dent in her face, but I think I've pushed it a little too far in. So I'll move that out a bit. Let's see, how does her mouth look? I think I'll just fix the mouth probably by painting, but I can move that out a little bit to help me out. I give a little bit, she always has a little bit of a curve up to her lip, I think. And then the big one will be the nose. Let me blow this in. I think it needs to come out a little bit like that. I think it's just a little too far in, and that'll give her a little bit more of a natural shape. Yeah. Is everyone fighting over who I draw next? Just trying to decide if this needs to come out even more. She has a bit of a pointed nose. I'll do that. And then just a tiny bit out. Maybe not quite that much. Tiny bit out there. Alright, let's take a look. So that was before. That's after. I think her nose looks better like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. Okay, let's zoom in and detail out her eyes so she looks less creepy. And then I'll move on to some of the other stuff. Hello, Art Freaker. How are you? Uh-huh. I'm just gonna say uh-huh several times. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm getting a spinning beach ball. It's because I hit that Command S. I don't know if people can hear me right now. Hope it doesn't cut out. Did it cut out for a sec there? It might have. I'm putting it on chopstick because I got the little spinning thing and I was like, yeah, I'll take a minute. Do you want to be the chosen one, Egyptian gamer geek? Yeah. Okay. Let's get this. I'm gonna tackle these eyes. So get this in here. There'll be a little bit, tiny little bit of a hint of a shadow in there. Just kind of lay it in, and then retract it if that makes sense. Get that going. This is good for the dark area. I think it'll go around the eyes like that. And we'll get a little bit of a highlighted area there. I don't think it would be quite so dark up there by the eyebrows, so I might take a little bit of that away. And get that a little bit more painted like that. Just kind of trying to figure out. And then we'll have a little bit of a highlight here. Maybe a little bit that goes up there and then continues on there. Alright, that's given a little bit more life. Yeah, Morel Illustrations and Ruby Tani both have excellent art. Everyone should go see them. And Egypt today is not your Egypt, but certainly you like that some of the modern stuff like Wi-Fi. You could get like a hash up of old Egypt and new Egypt. I'll keep the deodorant and the toothpaste and the soap and yeah, of the modern day. I don't want to give those things up. I'm a wimp. I'm even a wimp when I like go camping. I'm like, no. I do like nature, but also camping is a lot of bugs, and then I have that blood type that all bugs like, I guess, because I sure get a lot of mosquito bites. Okay, that looks good there. Let's add some details over on this one. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's making sense in my head. Okay, so I think this will kind of go in, maybe not quite that small. Then like that, wrap around and then tuck here, and then there'll be another one here, I think. I'm looking at a couple different references, but I'm going to try to stick really closely to her eyes in one of these references. Anyone experiencing problems with the stream? Is it, oh, and then I see it's working now. Yeah, I hit Command S. Every time I hit Command S, and I do it on instinct, so I can't always warn people. I think it stalls out my stream a bit. I'm gonna try it right now. We'll see if it stalls it out. I'll just keep talking. I keep seeing like a little thing over on the little live stream, but I think it's okay. Maybe when I do it, I just have to not touch anything. You think I should give her a unibrow? Here we go. I'll make a unibrow layer. And we'll give her one. Pick up her hair color here. There, she can look like Frida from what is her name? Frida the artist? I think someone else out there must know what I'm talking about. We'll keep some modern stuff. They invented beer, toothpaste, eye makeup. I didn't know the Egyptians invented beer. That's interesting. What did they use for the, what is in beer? Sugar, yeast, and hops, maybe. That's cool. They did invent a lot of stuff. Yeah, I do know that uh, the Egyptians, they sure get a lot of credit. They invented a lot of stuff. A lot of innovative people. I say a lot, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like pause instead of going Let's see if I'll ever get the hang of it. Yep. Okay, so just gonna keep blending this till it looks a little bit more like I want it to. Keep going here with this. Yeah. I think I need a little bit darker. How long were the Egyptians in, like, power for or whatever? I know they clashed with the Romans for a while. I think they had a pretty long civilization. I mean, I know they're still around. I guess I'm thinking, like, when did they modernize? I don't really know. There's, like, a big chunk between, like, ancient Egypt and now that I just don't really know what happened in between. Should look into it sometimes. Almost there. Yeah, I think this is gonna be. I'm just kind of taking my time. If people start complaining, I'll bust my butt and work a little faster. It's kind of fun just sitting here and talking, going slow, and not worrying about it getting done too fast. Just because when I speed paint, I always worry about working really fast because I don't want it to be like a really long speed paint. I can only record so much before my computer runs out of memory and storage and stuff. And then if I do stuff professionally, I try to get it done promptly. So it's nice just to take your time, relax, be as slow as you want. But if people find this pace unbearable, let me know and I'll work a little faster. I think this might need a little bit of a tweak here. Let me go to liquefy. I'm gonna push this in. I'll show you what I mean. The eye shape's just like a little bit too much like an almond shape. So I'm gonna push it in just a bit like that. I think that looks a little better. I'm not really crazy about how this part looks, so maybe I'll reshape that like that. Let's see. Let's do a before and after. Might not look like much of a change, but I think it'll make the difference. Yeah, so we have this shaded in. Let's get this a little bit more blended and add a little bit of that highlighting look here, a little bit up here, and then it'll show a little bit more here. And then she can have some livelier eyes. And everyone's being friends. That's what we need. we need. Alright. Let's get this. I'm gonna pick this color up and start working on getting the eyes precisely shaped in. Her lashes will be here, so I'm not gonna worry too much about how clean that looks. And probably a little bit of makeup or whatever. Does Ray have much makeup on? She probably doesn't actually have much. I'll get something down there for her. And move this in like this. Probably be a little bit of red I should add to the corner of her eye. Let me get that in before I forget. So we'll get just a little bit of mark it in here. A little bit here too. And yeah, I'll just kind of keep working on it. Are you guys gonna hate me if I take a potty break already? I chugged a bunch of water about an hour ago, a little bit more than an hour ago. Now I have to potty. I'm gonna do it in a minute. I'll get these eyes. Let's finish up working on these eyes, at least to a certain part, and then I'll do it. I like how I bring like suspense to it. When am I gonna pee? I've got to be the weirdest live streamer out there. Uh-huh. Okay, let's see here. I want to get a little bit, I'm going to add this red color here too. I probably want to bring this up, but a little tiny bit. And then bring that up a bit. Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to figure out how to shape this. I want this probably to go down a little bit too over on this side. So this goes a little bit more like that. I'll just bluntly put it in now and we'll just work on refining it. It's always a bit awkward to do eyes from this angle, but we'll get it in the end. Something like that. You had a commission request you got 2 weeks ago and only finished yesterday. I'm glad the person who wanted the commission was fine with it. I think that it's okay to take some time, and usually you can talk to them about it. Be like, I want to make this good, so I don't want to just like rush it on my one day off, you know? It's good to hear you're getting a lot of commissions. I always was really bad about going after that on DeviantArt. I'd get like weird people, like weird, we'll say weird commissions that I would be like, I think I've told this story before. I think it kind of pushed me away from it a little bit. But you have a really cute style. I can see why you would be in popular demand for your artwork. Okay, what am I doing? I'm gonna make this a little bit darker. Oh, it was your first paid commission. Oh, that's really good. I think you should get paid for all of your commissions. As awesome as it is, you drew the monobrow now, it's just distracting. I can delete it, I just have it on another layer. There we go. Now she's back to... uh-oh, I'm getting a chat pop up. Okay, it's just my sister. She's telling me she's apparently in another city. Well, I hope she has fun there. Okay, what was I doing? I'll never remember. I think I was working on getting this eye a little bit more detailed in. We'll do this over here too. Probably like pretty dark over here. And let's get the eyes themselves colored in a bit before I go on. Yeah. When you need a short break. I always like think that I don't know, live streaming makes me have to potty. I don't know what it is. Let's get these in here. This one, I'm gonna make these a little bit browner. The grayish color from earlier I don't think was quite fitting. And then we'll get her a little bit darker. I guess I'll need to be even darker than that. I was gonna ask if anyone's read any good books, because I was frustratingly going through a list of like books that I'd saved, like suggestions and stuff yesterday. I could not find anything I wanted to read. I'm always reading at night right before bed. That's like the only time I read. Other than that, I'm just like uncultured and never read. But sometimes before night, or before I go to bed, I'll read for like 2 or 3 hours straight and then not getting sleep. Anyone else do that? They like never read, but when they do read, it's like a binge reading thing. Uh-oh, everyone's bringing up the chat now. I should have turned this off. You guys can't see it, so I guess it's okay. I'll just ignore it. I just hope it doesn't draw any processing from my computer. Let's get these shaded parts in. A little bit there. A little bit under here. And then we'll do the eyes themselves. I don't know how detailed I'm going to go with her eyes at the moment. We can go to overlay, get a little bit of some fun glows in there, like that. A little bit around the pupil there, and then we'll do some on the outside too. It would have been really cool if it could actually make international transactions. There's a lot of amazing artists I want to collaborate with. Oh, if you could. Um, yeah, Muriel. I was gonna pause before I say your name. I'm sorry. She was here when I was talking about. I have this like round robin idea that I'm gonna do. I recorded the audio for it. I haven't recorded like any drawings for it, but I have this idea where I'm gonna make like a setup to a comic where the idea is, um, like this girl pushes a button and it sends her and her companion to like an alternate dimension. I'm on hair, that's why this isn't working. I was like, what is happening here? How much of this on hair have I done? A lot. That's okay. I have a plan. It's okay. Um, yeah, so I I set it up and then basically someone comes in now and they're from they make a comic from another dimension and it it continues on like that. I don't know how well I explained that while trying to fix this. But anyways, yeah, I'm planning to do that. So it's not really like a collaboration, but if anyone wants to do that, it might be a fun project. And then of course, I'll feature people at the end. Maybe I'll put like pseudo deadline, like try to get your entry in before February of next year or something. Okay, I'm on overlay. That's why. I was like, why is this looking so weird? Let's give her a little bit of highlight here and here. Oh, a little too much. And I'm going to set up for when the highlight goes in here. Yeah. I think this is okay. I'm not going to put the highlight in quite yet. I think I'm gonna back out and go for a potty break, like I said. It's just gonna distract me until I do it. Okay, I'll put a little BRB text here, and then give me like, I don't know, 45 seconds? I have no idea. I should time myself sometimes. Huh. Sorry if that cut out for a minute. I hit save as I was doing text stuff, which is like one of the biggest like delays in Photoshop things that like okay. Things that delay my Photoshop. Just put this up here. Over here. Okay. Why do you never work with me, text? Why do you give me so many troubles? Here we go. I can move it now. Okay. BRB. And I'll just be real quick. Where's my OBS so I can turn my mic volume down? We got this. Don't worry. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I meant to ask earlier um, if the music was too loud. I put a new audio track. Is it going? I didn't even check. It shows a little data beeps, so I think it's playing. Yeah, it's just the like ambient ones from YouTube. But if the music's too loud, you guys can always just complain. Just complain about things and be like, your music's too loud. Fix it. uh, yeah. Okay, so let's. I'm thinking this is. Now that I've had a minute away, her face looks a little bit like it's going too far down. And I think it's this chin that I tried to make less square. So I'll fix that. I gotta check my chat. Uh, oh, hey, Sleepy, how are you? You're late? You just came home from somewhere? Oh yeah, Mariel remembers the idea where they go to different worlds and each artist would draw it in their own style. Yeah, that's exactly it. uh, guess we're planning we're planning out a trade here. Okay, I guess this loaded and I'm just standing here. Okay, so I'll bring her chin back down. She definitely has a square chin. I also think I'm going to bring her nose just a tiny bit up and hope that I don't mess it up. Nah, actually I don't like it. Maybe like a little tiny bit. Whoops. It's hard to do this size. Let's see this. I like the chin, not the nose, so let me redo this. I'll leave the nose and move this chin just a little bit. I mean the jaw a little bit out. Maybe this chin tiny bit down. Let's see how this looks now. Yeah, I think that looks good. And while I'm here, I think I'm gonna fix her like forehead line. Looks like it's going wonky here. So let me just kind of get something in here. I'll just blaze it in here and fix it up later. Yeah, okay. I think that comes out a little bit better. Okay. And I might as well work a little bit on her hair while I'm messing up all my brush settings. So let's get it somewhat colored in. Let's get a nice darker color. Yeah, I have a trade going with Sleepy right now. I'm almost done with it. I don't know when I'm gonna post it. We should try to collaborate. We were talking through Discord. We should collaborate. It was Sleepy, wasn't it? I hope I'm not saying that now. I have my doubts. Yeah. Something like that. Let me see here. I'm just thinking, sorry. Okay. I was thinking and then I was reading. We're all good. Yeah, it was Sleepy. Because I was worried because your Discord name is different. I was like, that was Sleepy, right? I didn't want to like doubt myself. Yeah, I'm almost done with that trade. I should contact you and see if you want to try to sync up when we post them. I can wait and post mine whenever. But just a side note, everyone out there is watching like, what? I don't know what I'm doing with her hair. I should probably have a little more purpose in those strokes. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna have something like out here. Maybe like this, actually. Get that in there. It'll be the darkest areas right up against the neck. Unless there's like some kind of weird lighting. I don't want to take out her ear. Oops. So let's make sure we keep that shape in. Yeah, I think that works. I'm like a little bit worried about this area, so I might erase it a little bit. And I'll come in with a smaller brush. Just trying to get the shading in now. So I think this part will be... It's hard to draw hair that's like pulled back, so I want to be messy about it. I have to restrain. So I'll get some highlighted areas here. I don't like that. Well, I guess if she's going to be in the sun, she'll have that yellow color. Yeah. Get this in here. This in here. I'm so descriptive. I'm like doing this here. Yeah, get some highlights, a few over here, might show up. Just kind of mark them in. Yeah. Okay, let's take a smaller brush. Turn my hardness way down. Make my brush smaller. And I'm gonna start sort of laying in like hair strands. So she might have some over here. I'm gonna lay them in first and then try to go underneath and blend in the right shadows and stuff. So they'll look kind of weird and stringy, but hopefully I can get them to look a little bit not so afterwards. Yeah, so this might go down a little too far too. Let's bring this up a bit. I guess we don't have to mark it in like that. There we go. Yeah. I don't know. This is maybe a little bit bigger. I bring this in a little bit more. Let's turn the opacity down also. So we're going to have a few little strands here to bring it in like that. Okay, there we go. I think this is starting to work a little bit better. Maybe I'm just lying to myself. It's 12 a.m. now in India. Oh, it's so late. Yeah, you should get some sleep. What's the weather like in India right now? Does it get cold where you live for winter, or does it just sort of get less hot? Whenever I think of India, I know it's a huge country, so I'm sure there's plenty of different conditions. I don't really want this. Oops, I don't want to erase that. I don't want this going too far over. We have a little bit here too. I know someone who lives in the Philippines was talking about how it doesn't really get cold there, but it gets like less hot for summer. Surely India has places where are the Alps in India? Where it like has really cold, snowy places? Because it also depends on where you live in India. Not really sure if I'm doing that part right. I'm gonna blow up a picture of her hair pulled back. See if I can move this up a bit. See if I can pull from a reference, because I don't think I'm doing a very good job on my own. Alright. Okay, so I think this needs to be cut off like here. Oh, I've gone too far in. We'll do it like here. Yeah, and then this will come in little strands. I'm gonna erase this because I don't think it's looking very good. Little strands of hair. Oh, thank you, Mariel. We're gonna keep working on this. Maybe this also I can see is a little bit too far up, like it sticks up a bit too much. There we go. I'm good at curved more to her head. And then I'm going to go a little bit bigger on these strands because I think they look a little bit too much. So she'll have some like this. The general rule with hair is you start big and go small, and I think I broke that rule. So we're going to get it going big here, get the hairline in the bigger strokes, and then I'll go in and detail them. Better that it looks messy and correct than unmessy and weird and undetailed. Yeah, okay. I think that's looking a little better. Okay, we've detailed in a little bit of her hair, and let's move back into her face. I think I'm gonna try to. Let's try to mark where her nose comes in like this with like white. It'll help us see it a little bit better. And then I'll blend it in so it goes away a little bit more. That'll give it a little bit more detail on the bottom. Blend this out of there. Now we can see the bottom of her nose a bit. This curve, this shadow will come out at a curve like that. And give her a little bit of a darker area, just right where her other nostril will be. Yeah, okay, this looks a little bit more. There's a tiny, like bridge area here that I'm not sure how to add. I'll just do it like that. Give her a little highlight under her nose. There's always like a little bit of light that catches there. Oh, we have a text. Where I live is completely different from the rest of India. My state itself has different terrain, weather, and climate. My tribe's town gets as low as -2 in winters. Oh, is that -2 Celsius? Sounds very cold. It's below freezing. Yeah, I didn't look up. You said you're the, oh, you said the name and I don't remember. The something Tani tribe. I should look it up and see where in India it is. Like northern India, I suppose. Maybe you live by like a big body of water or something that changes the weather. I don't know how much I know India, period. If I'm trying to figure a new place for my chat. Hold on. There we go. Hello, Friday the Caveman. How are you doing? Okay, so let's get some red because her nose needs a little more red. And pop that in. I don't know what I'm laughing about. I was just thinking this is going really slow. I hope people aren't too impatient. And then I laughed. That was like a weird laugh. I don't know. Okay, let's get some red in here too. Like a little bit of red here. I'm gonna come in with the overlay in a bit and redden this up. But in the meantime, I'll get a little bit of red in manually. I think this part of the nose needs to come out a little more. So I'll just kind of work that in and then move this up and out. Noses are tricky. You gotta get the like shading just right. And maybe I'll move in the shading, the highlight a little bit to the center of her nose. Might give her a little bit more realistic look. I don't know. Makes sense in my head. Let's get a little bit less of the shading here, a little bit more highlight down here. What am I on, 12? This is taking too long. I'm gonna bump it up to 23. And yeah, then this will come up. I'm gonna erase that, so just the highlight on the nose here. Currently, I think it goes down too far for the highlight, so I'll bring it up a little bit. These little changes are hard to like measure. Just have to keep playing around and I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so there's usually a part of the nose that goes in a little bit like that, and then that goes up. Yes, I guess. Maybe bring that down a little bit. Okay, I think that's good for the nose. Let's fix her lips because they're a little bit funny. Oh yes, the Apatani tribe, northeast India. We live on the Himalayan range and foothills. Oh, okay, so you're a little bit elevated. Just healing your hand. I'm playing some Nintendo. Is Nintendo a good way to heal your hand? Does the spirit of Mario help? I hope your hand feels better. It's always such a bummer when you hurt your hands, because it's like especially if it's your dominant hand. You're like, I need that for everything I do. Yeah. All right. Just thinking here. I think she's got kind of a, I don't know. I think a little bit of highlight here, and then I guess I should add somewhat of a shadow line here, like a triangular shape here. I'll blend this in a bit, so I think that'll kind of help give her a little bit more shape to her face. And then I'll come in and fix this little bit up here. See if I can't get that a little bit more blended. And then it won't connect, like the shading won't connect there. Give that nose a look. I don't know what I'm saying. Hello, Ariel's Toy Review. Hello, Good Vibes. Good morning. Thank you, Ariel's Toy Review. Appreciate it. Okay. I just like doing micro changes. You guys must be like, do something more interesting. I'll just continue to worry and then not do anything interesting. Okay, let's get the. I'm gonna go down to the lips, like I said, but I want to deal with this nose. I want to put a little bit of red in it. So I'm gonna take this dark red color, and I'm gonna work it down in here. And maybe that's too red. Let's make it a little less red, just to give it a little bit of shading. Maybe even actually a brown way down here. Look, that'll make it yellow. Hold on. I get this. I get it. Okay. Too yellow. Let's do this. I'll change it to multiply. I think that'll be a safer bet. Without making it yellow. Okay. Is that too dark now? Yes. Whatever. I added the red. That's good enough. Okay. Back to normal. Now let's work on these lips because they're looking a little bit weird. So just shape them in. I think this come down here like this. And yeah. And yeah is my way of being like, I don't know what else to say. I've also picked up, there's a YouTuber who does movie reviews, and I've listened to his live streams sometimes when I'm working. Not his live stream, his podcast sometimes. And he goes, I've started doing that. I go, I don't know what it is. You like pick up little weird things when you listen to them enough. Okay. That's a little better for the top lip. I think this needs to come in more rounded. It's like this. Yeah, that's better. And then there'll be like a shadow over here. I'll add in, designate that. And yeah, there we go. I think her lip's looking a little bit better now. The top lip is always darker than the bottom. I think it's like a shading thing, like it picks up more shadows because of the shape it is, like it sticks out and then curves. I don't know. Top lip's always darker. Pro tip, don't know why. I mean, I kind of do in my head. I don't think I can explain it though. Yeah, trying to think. So there's usually like a little weird shadow that goes here and meets up with this over here. Okay, that looks like a little bit better for the shape of her lips. And then bring this out. I think this is usually like a triangular shape over here. I'm trying to like follow these references, but then also like there's a point where it's like, you know, you don't want to copy and copy and copy, so you start doing it more like what you want. Just to have more fun with it, I should say. So that's why I'm always kind of like unsure with what I'm doing. Yeah, this is looking good, I think, though. This looks about right. Let's get some darkness in here. Especially like right under here. And then it'll taper off and You might just barely see it at the seam of the lip. And then we'll get some teeth shapes just barely visible in here. Like that. And then we'll go over them one more time with shadows. And looks like you can just barely see the teeth in there. I have a hard time picking the colors of teeth. That's how I do it that way. Should you have a little bit of rabbit teeth? I think it's okay. Thank you, Friday the Caveman. And thank you, Ariel Toys Review. It's always so nice to get to talk to you guys and say thank you when people say stuff. Uh-oh. I did the Command S by accident again. Hopefully it's not cutting out. Oh, there we go. I probably cut out for a second. When it does that, my tablet locks up too. That's when I know I'm like, uh-oh, it's not working. Yes. Okay. So a little bit better lips. Let me scroll down a bit. Scroll out a bit. I think this is taking shape. Does this look like her? Or at least Natalie Portman? I'll be good with either one. I see a problem with her eye. I'm gonna fix it while I see it. So let's go into Liquify. And I'll zoom it in here. And I think it's just that this needs to go in just a tiny bit. For the eye shape isn't usually that rounded. And I might just bring this up just a touch to cheat because I need to fix it later anyways. Yeah, little things like that. I think they add up. For a moment I thought Metallica was playing in the background. Is a weird song on. I just went through and I picked ambient, and I think I picked like happiness, and then I went through and I picked bright. And I would just literally listen to the song for like 3 seconds and I'd be like, yeah, that's good. So I mean, I didn't pick all the songs, but I picked quite a few that way. So I haven't 100% tested these songs. I was doing this morning because I forgot to do it last time. And I remembered this morning, I was like, oh, I better not have haunted Halloween music going for 2 weeks after Halloween. Yes, okay. Those lips, yeah, let's take the plunge and detail some eyelashes in. Yeah, I think so. It's always kind of hard to commit to that because I'm always worried that I'm gonna... Let's just clean up these eyes a bit because they're not perfectly done. What tablet do I use? It's called a Wacom Intuos 4 and it's very, very old. So I don't know if they sell them anymore. I think it's from 2011 or possibly 2010. It was like the gold standard, and then they came out with all these really expensive tablets, like Cintiqs and stuff. But yeah, it still works for me. It still works pretty good. What about you? Did you already say what you use? I think getting used to tablets is really, really hard. So having a tablet that you're comfortable with is important. I always feel bad, like I see there's a BuzzFeed show where they go on and they like competitively draw like things from memory and stuff. And I'm always like, how used are you using these tablets? Maybe that's just like non-poor people all use the same like Cintiq one, but I would always be like, man, I'd be getting used to that tablet for the first half of the competition. Okay, let's get some light in here. So, I don't like that. Light's always kind of tricky. I'm going to make my brush a little harder. Just want to repeat a shape. So let's get like some... I always like the boxy look, like Sorry, like there's a something open, like a door open. That's not quite lined up. A little bit higher. Yeah. By boxy, I mean like there's 2 strands here I'm adding of lights, and they gotta match up on each eye more or less. So maybe they'll go like that. Yeah. Okay. And then maybe I do like a little tiny one down here. But I'm gonna do colored dodge. So let me turn my hardness all the way down now. Bring this up and bring it a little bit in at the bottom here. His eyes are not quite colored the same. It looks like the light's coming from here, even though it's actually coming from here. That's okay. Yeah, I remember your videos playing Michael Myers theme while you drew art. You use a Huion something, but now I use an iPad Air 2. Oh yeah, I heard that a lot of people got like a program called Procreate and they just use their tablets now. Is it easy to draw on your tablet? You must have some kind of stylus or something. Yeah, let's turn my opacity down, add a little bit of brightness in each one of these. Then I'm going to go to multiply. That's normal. Multiply and do this shading. Shading. I don't know why I'm stuttering, stumbling. I could speak, just not very well. Get these really shaded in. Yes. Okay. I like how I'm like, I'm gonna commit to eyelashes, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna do eyelashes yet. I just want to get everything looking real nice before I do all that. Like, I'm not like a hyper realistic painter. I suppose if I had more patience and I just like took it more like steps in between, I could maybe come up with something, but I don't know if I'm quite there at that skill level yet. I want to get these highlights in the eyes. I think the highlights in the eyes really help make the eyes look a lot more realistic. I think I need to turn my opacity back up. It's just a little too low. Yeah. Yep. I'll add like a little tiny one here that you barely see. It's like weird how you have to add things in without them being noticeable for them to look right. At least I think so. So we'll bring that in. This could be shaded a little better over here. Okay, I think the eyes are starting to look a little bit better. You use a bamboo stylus with IBIS paint. Huh. That's cool. I'd like to try that sometime. I have a really old tablet, so I don't know if it would read. It'd be fun. Hello, Ingolf. How you doing? Are you going, Muriel Illustration? Have a good day. Ali Okensagan. Hi, me again. I'm taking video drawing fight scene. I'll post on my channel. Yeah, I think it's fun to draw along. Hello, Mexicano11. How are you? It's good to see you. Okay, so I want to add a little bit of highlight in this area here without it looking like I've added a highlight. Is that weird? There's really subtle additions, but it's like how the skin is just not perfect, so trying out all these things. Okay, I don't want this to look too hard because that's a common mistake of mine, that I have a very hard line here. So I'm going to work on blending this for a minute and then I'll move back to what I was doing. Okay. What do you think? Does that look too hard now? Maybe not. We should all do something like a live stream sometime. I don't know if I could get enough people who have like a certain schedule or something, but to come on and we'll all start like drawing something and then we'll share it. And I don't know, like link through my Discord or something if anyone else has another suggestion. And we could just show off like our different versions of the idea, like the topic of the day. That would be kind of fun. Alright, I think that's okay. I want to blend this in a little bit more. Better to have it look kind of bumpy than just like a hard edge, I think. Alright, let's zoom out. Does that look like her eye is sitting right? Yeah. Her eye's a little too bright still. Let me work on the corner of this. I think it needs to be detailed. You're good. You're doing good. We were talking earlier about people who could speak multiple languages. I'm pretty sure you speak fluent Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. I speak a little bit. Let's go back to multiply, I think. And I'm gonna darken this up with a red. And then I'll go in and detail it. It's hard to make eyes look like 3D. Without messing them up too much. Yeah. This whole part looks a little too bright, so what if I just kind of mark over it? And I'll do the same over here. Maybe not quite that much. And then I'll go back in and touch up those highlights later. Just trying to make the eyes match the rest of the coloring. And I might even go down a little bit around here. Yeah. I think that's a little bit better. This eye looks a little hazy. I think maybe I'll have to come in and sharpen it. Alright, back to normal. And yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, sounds fun, Rubutani. Maybe I'll do that sometime where I'll have like a theme. I don't ever want to like exclude like non-artists from coming in and having a good time, but it might be fun to do something where I could maybe set up I think people can even share their screens on Discord or something, and I could just show off people drawing like in tandem with me. Set up my screen to show both. So let's get a little bit of like a wetness look here, and then the corner of the eye will be like that, and then I think a little bit of a hard edge where it goes in. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Does that look good? Let's flip it over. Yeah. There's still something weird about her face shape. Let me just fix it. Like, let's do like a hard fix. Let's see if I can. If I do this, I wonder if that helps. Let me bring this down a little bit. I'm gonna sit here and think, so that's before and that's after. I just think everything lines up a little bit better if I bring that side up a bit. Yeah. You speak some Spanish, only sometimes. I forget my Spanish because I speak a lot of English. Okay, I bet you're better than me. Okay, I'll go with that. Bring that up a little bit, and yeah, I'll... Oh, I got the spinning ball again. Is it still cut out? A little bit of technical difficulties. I'll fix her eye, and then I'll go in and add eyelashes. Yeah. Okay, let's throw in these eyelashes finally. I'm gonna commit to them and detail them out of it. So I don't really want full on black. Let's make my brush a little bit bigger, have a couple bigger ones here, and then I'll go in and add some smaller detail ones here. So eyelashes are never just like straight lines. You kind of want to peak them, if that makes sense. And then we'll get over here and they'll kind of go up at this angle. Yeah. And then we'll have some that might go out a little bit more. So they're like more like a triangular shape. I'm trying to get these. I think I've gone too many. These a little bit more bunched. Trying to get these, maybe one will come out like that. I don't know how far out to make them. Well, nothing is better, to be honest, only some practice in Spanish and you will be fluent. She looks beautiful, thank you. Giving her some glamorous eyelashes. I don't know if she wears much makeup in the movies, but she has some in the reference I took of her. She's clearly being interviewed. That's okay. I'll give her some of those eyelashes. Let's turn this back down, pick up this color. Add a few. The bottom ones are always the hardest for me because it's so easy to go too much. We'll just start with a few, get the shapes of them out first, and then I'll come back and do a few more. Get a little bit of makeup look on them. A few out there, a few out there. It's tentative. It's like something you don't really ever feel confident in when you're doing hair and makeup, eyelashes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think I should practice my Spanish more. I've been thinking I should. I think I'm going to erase this eyelash a little bit here. Just kind of bring it down with the surrounding color. I've been thinking I should watch like movies in Spanish. I think that'd be like a good way to practice my Spanish. I guess I'll go with that for the eyelashes. It's like it's too late now if I don't like it. I think it's okay though. Let's see some over here too. Yeah, I was gonna think about refining it. I think it's okay that it looks a little hazy or blurry or whatever. Maybe like part of her face. I might even intentionally blur some of this when I'm done to give it a little bit of a forced perspective look. I mean, not a forced perspective, a field of depth look. Yeah. Alright, so we'll have these eyelashes like that. They'll look better once I've zoomed out. Everything always looks better when you zoom out. A few down here. Yeah. Let's see if I can't get that. And like that. A little bit of brown, I think, curling around here. Even darker brown. Let's get this reddish brown. Let's add a tiny bit of highlight there so you can see the tear duct. Alright, there she's got some eyelashes. I think this eye's a little weird. I'll go in with the liquify, see if I can't fix it. Hello, bits of real panther. Panther? I can speak. How are you doing? Good to see you. I'm gonna take a quick drink of water. Hold on. Okay, I think what I've done is I've squished it in so much, and this eye shape should be a little bit more elongated. So I don't really want to elongate it here. I'm gonna elongate it here. And then because this creates a little tiny bit of dirt, I'll move this one in just a touch. Let's see how that looks. Is that better? I think so. That could work because I learned English because watching too much TV. Yeah. I wonder if there's any good Spanish movies. I'd have to probably put the subtitles on to begin with. Because, like, it's one of those things where if I sit there and I listen to something very specific, I can usually pick it up. But when it's, like, a lot of stuff over and over, I get a little bit lost. I think she needs a little bit of shading down here. This lip is looking a little funny. So going out from the nose, a little bit of shading, and then some down here. Work it in. I think I saw that Coco, the Pixar movie, was on Netflix. Maybe I should try watching that. I bet there's a Spanish version that's dubbed pretty nice. And then I could put the English subtitles on so I don't get too lost, but still have it exposed. There was a show I was watching called everyone please be sure to paint that like button. That's cute. I should start saying paint that like button. uh, yeah, a show called Narcos. That's what it is. It's a little bit of an adult show. I was watching that and there's a lot of Spanish in it. Okay, let's see. I think that's good for her. I think maybe her chin's a little off. Maybe it needs to come down a bit. Turn my hardness up. See what it looks like if I just bring it down just a touch. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. It's a little micro change. Alright. Oh yeah, Coco, that movie made me cry so bad. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's good. I think it's a very Spanish... Uh oh. I'm getting the spinning beach ball again. Alright, I think it's back. I'm sorry. I keep hitting that Command S. Like, just by route or whatever. By route? What's the word? When just by habit. Every time it does. Oops, am I on 100%? I sure am. I don't want to be on 100%. I want to work in some shadow here under her chin. So, do it like that. Yeah, that Coco movie I think was very like heavily influenced by Mexican culture. So it'll probably be a good one. But yeah, I haven't seen it. I didn't know it was like sad and made you cry. I'll have to prepare myself. Try to think of the last movie I cried in. I'm sure it was some Disney or Pixar or something. Okay, let's get this in. Let's get a little bit of shadow. This is really a hard edge shadow. I think I was trying to add a wrinkle and I don't like it anymore. I could do something really soft like that. But I'll get a little bit of darkness back here. And I want to trying to fill in these little gaps like here. Let me show you. No, I guess I can't show you. There's some gaps like in here and stuff that I need to fill in. Or I didn't quite get it pigment out perfectly the first time. Yeah, the Day of the Dead. Oh yeah, that was just happened recently, didn't it? Dia de los Muertos. I can't remember if it's the 31st or the November 1st. It's one of those days, I think. I think there's like something on the 31st and something on November 1st. Dia de los Muertos and then Dia de something else maybe. Or maybe I'm remembering wrong. I think I talked about this last time and I said how in school we had to make Pan de los Muertos. That's about all I remember doing. That was fun though. I like making bread. I make my own fresh made bread to this day. Watch Nacho Libre. You won't learn Spanish. It's just very funny. Is that the one with Jack Black? I think I have seen that one. Yeah. I should rewatch it. Alright, let's get this a little bit more darkened now that I've added that shadow. What is going on here? Why is this... It shows that there's no pigment here, but it won't let me put it down. I guess I just wasn't doing it right. There we go. Okay. Mystery solved. It was my fault. Okay, let's see. Get this really dark in there. And then dark over here. I guess I haven't really done much in the shading of this. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I forgot I've changed this, so I'm gonna have to, let's turn my opacity up to 100. I have to bring all this down a bit to match up. I'll just do a quickie job here. And then I'll go in with my brush and smooth that line out. And then we can go here, turn our opacity down again. And work those lines out so you don't see them anymore. I think it was worth it though. Her face was looking strangely tilted down. I made the right call. You've seen Nacho Libre too? I think that was like a Nickelodeon movie, unless I'm remembering wrong. Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know much about the masked fighters or whatever. Masked wrestlers. That's the word I was looking for. Alright, let's get some more shading in on this. This thing from the reference, what is this? I must have something on her hair. I do. Let me erase this real quick. From the reference, this is like textured. I might have to go in and add some texture or something. Not sure yet. Oops, I don't want the history eraser. That's okay. No, I don't want it. I want the regular brush. Thank you. Photoshop. So he's trying to push that history eraser on me. Okay, let's see. I don't know how much of a hard edge I want to give this because it's kind of like I'm looking for the word sweater. Yeah, sweater. So I don't want it to be like really crisp wrinkles, so I might just kind of work something really loosely in. Let's get the overlay. Yeah, overlay. And work on adding like some, I don't want this to be quite white. Work on adding some like little highlighted areas. I don't really like that yellow either though. Let's go for an orange. I think orange will be good. Hopefully not too much like her skin. Oh, too much like her skin. I figured out. Going back to that yellow. Gotta find the perfect blend of yellow and orange. There we go. Sort of. It's a little bit of a mess now. I'll have to blend some of that in. But that's okay. Just want to get some like variant colors, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to take the white and go in and try to establish some highlighted areas. Just marking them in like this, like it's texture. Whether it looks right or not, I couldn't tell you. And then a little bit, let's do like a thing like that maybe. Like a wrinkle. And then we'll just mark it in like that. Now she's got a little bit of highlights over there. Let's highlight this too. The cusp of her thing. Alright, now I gotta blend these highlights in. Hey hermano, are luchadoras still prevalent in Mexico or anywhere? Luchadoros, that's what it is. I wonder how hard it is to be a luchadoro now, because I think part of that movie was you never show your face. You know, I'm in overlay still. Let's go back out of overlay, start blending this all in. That would be hard nowadays with social media. I feel like people would always get you. Let's get this like that. I don't know if I like all this yellow. I'm going to either have to incorporate it more or take it out a little bit more. I'll try incorporating it for now since I put it in. A little color variation doesn't hurt, especially when your outfit's gray. Let's see. Let's get, I think here would be a bit of a shadow. It's like bending in. Let's get that a little bit more blended. And then I'm going to try blending out some of this yellow. So it's not quite obnoxious. Alright, that's something. Maybe I could re-emphasize a bit what the darker part of this is doing. Yeah. I think I'll go with that for now. I guess I didn't quite get this highlighted. Let's get this a little bit over here like that. I think she doesn't have much of a shoulder. You want to see one in person? I'm such a fan of Ultimo Dragon and Rey Mysterio. Watching Lucha Libre and Cartoon Network. It was fun to watch. I think there's a YouTube fight going on today between YouTubers KSI and Logan Paul. Is that today? I've been seeing some stuff about it. I think that's more of like a boxing thing though. Alright. Okay, so we got some more here. Let's work on her hair some more. I feel like I've kind of ignored her poor hair for a while. Get some strand definition in. Just kind of probably hear that. Lots of from me working on my tablet. Oops. I went out and bought, when I first got my tablet, I went out and bought a, I can't think of the name. I can't think of any name. It's like a transparency sheet for like overheads. I don't know if they still use those in school. I'm like an old person. But I put that on there. I taped it over there to protect my tablet because I do a lot of like weird stroke work on it. I had a tablet before this. I had like the Wacom Intuos 3 and it got a little junked out, just a tiny bit scratched up before it kaput on me. I don't think it kaput on me. I think it was still good. It just, I couldn't use it in like my updated operating software. And I thought that was a bummer. Rey Mysterio is on WWE Raw. Oh. That's cool. I don't know if I've seen WWE in a while. Okay. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do now. Let me. I didn't do much work on her hair. I'll work on her hair for a little bit longer. And then I'm gonna go in and try to do some of the final like contrast definition on her face. So right now it's still kind of like in that pale look. Looking for a little bit more definition. And then I'll go in and add some highlights and shadows using my usual blending trick techniques. This is why I like, uh-oh, I think it just hit. Nope. There we go. I think it's just spazzing out all these little straight lines because my program can't keep up with it. Yeah. I don't think I'd be very good at painting traditionally because I need those blending brushes usually. It's got a little bit of tuft here, and then we'll take a dark color and hide its origin so it looks like it's just coming out there. And turn this way down. Pick up this color and add a few lines here and there. And then I'll have to blend them in. Yeah. That there, that's a little messy. Let's go back and do that again. And then like that. Bring it in a little bit more. Make some bigger ones in the same area. And then take some similar colors, blend them in, just like that. And then, yeah. Alright. That's a little bit more detailed on the hair. It's hard to draw hair that's pulled back. I guess I can, I've gotten rid of this little strand. I can work on getting it a little bit more detailed. But besides that, I think it's time to go in and do the thing I was going to do. So I'm going to merge it and make a duplicate. Rey looks like Leia. Does she? That's cool. I like Leia. Okay. I'm going to go to multiply with my brush. And we're going to make it so her face doesn't look like it's so uncontrasted. So I'm going to just kind of bluntly put a lot of these shadows, I think, in. I've lost some of the I guess contrast. As I worked on it, I think I blended in the highlights more than the shadows. So yeah, we'll just do this nice little handy trick where Photoshop will fix it up for me. Her nose might be a little too straight. Maybe? I'm thinking about it. It looks a little straight. A little too straight. Maybe I'll go in with the liquify tool. Alright, so that's before and after. Just add a little more shading. Alright, let's take a sort of orangish red with overlay now. Let's make it a little more red. Go in now and add some, just a few little red spots. Maybe like a little tiny blush area over here. It's a little too yellow. Let me make it a little redder. I'll just make it full red. Is that too red now? Hopefully not. That's probably too red down there. Let's make it a little more orange or red. Add a little bit down there. Yeah, I think that's a little better, maybe. I don't want to make, I think I'm making this a little too saturated, so maybe turn the saturation down just a touch. Let me see here. Too much on that side there. Now we'll turn it down just a touch. And we can do the little levels trick. So I bring in the contrast a bit. Alright, let's take a look. Which one looks better, the previous or with the shading? I don't know if the shading did much. I think it looks okay. Let's get a background in too. That'll help define her face a little bit. Hello, my real illustrations. Welcome back. Thank you, Friday the Caveman. Alright, I think I have a picture here with her in the desert somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Okay, let's get, I'm gonna pick my favorite brush for this. I always use this brush. And let's turn this back to normal. Let's just do like a little bit of a background before we continue. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start with this. Actually, I want this to be a little more dark and gray. So with some mountains in the back. Then start with these. Kind of look, I might blur these. I don't know, this might be okay with the texture. No, I think I'll blur these before I continue because it's a little too much texture. Okay, so these are the mountains at the back. We'll make a little bit of darkness. Add some shadowy parts to the mountains. Let me make my brush smaller. Yeah, just some shadowed dark areas. Maybe something like this. Yeah, this one doesn't make much sense. Let me get rid of this one. A little bit here. We'll add like a highlight here, and then we can add the shadow coming in this way. That makes a little more sense. And then a little bit of highlighted peak maybe over here, and then a shadow behind it. Yeah, I don't know. You know, the lazy mountain technique where you just add shadows to shadows to one side and highlights to the other. Alright, so we got some kind of mountainish look here. I'm gonna blur it though before I continue it so that the stuff up close looks a lot cleaner. Is that blurred too much? I think it's okay. And then I'll add some maybe like a more of a sandy color down here at the base. I'll keep this part textured. Okay, and then as closer to the camera gets, the darker it'll get. There we go. A very, very quick background mountain. I'm so bad at backgrounds. Let me pick my round brush back up and add a haze between the mountains and the land. That's always kind of a nice touch. Maybe it shouldn't be white though. Let's make it a little more yellow. Hey, thank you, the animated one. How are you doing? A little bit more of a yellow haze. There we go. I'm gonna dot it out so it's not just like a constant stream. Okay, so we got the haze there, the background. Let's make the sky a little bit brighter too. And a little bit more orange, I think, like it's more closer to sunset. If I make it too orange, it might blend too much in her. Turn this up a little bit. I was like, why isn't it marking? It might blend, it might look too much like her skin. So yeah, maybe not. We'll do, we'll stick to the yellow. And we'll have, by the mountains, it'll be a little bit brighter. So I'll just kind of blow that in there. And then up here, just pick this color. Give it a little bit of a darker look. So she's in like a mountainous area. Okay. You gotta go, Mexicano? Okay, well, have a good day. I hope you take care and have a good weekend too. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, now that we have this background, I'm gonna make it a little darker, I think. I just realized I've saved it. Now I'm messing with it. I hope that doesn't lag the stream. Oh, there goes the lag. Just as I said it. Oh, now it's back. Okay. We'll give that a little more definition so it's not so bland. And now I have a little bit more reference, I think, to work on her face. So let me get this color dodge out. And okay, I think I'll have some, let's take blue, because I always think blue looks like the best highlight. That's way too much. Turn my opacity down. Turn this down, or up. Yeah, up. Turn my opacity down even more. I gotta get this perfect. And then I'm gonna work on just adding like a little bit of a highlight around her. A little bit. Give her some real sharp highlights. And then I'll go to multiply again and give her some shadows. I think just on this side of her face. I don't actually want this black color. I want like a brownish. Yeah, I want this side of her face to be darker, so I'm gonna just kind of work on it. It's still too black. Let's saturate that brown a little bit more. Just want to get something in here. Yeah, let's go over with a little more of a red to tie that in. Too much on the cheek there. Just do it down here. All right. Okay, now she's looking a little more 3D. Okay, let's go back to normal. Just push those new definitions of the shading. And so starting like with here, I think we can do a little bit more shaded look. Just kind of keep pushing those highlights and shadows. It's really flat right now. I'm gonna get it so it's not so flat. Keep working on it. So I'm gonna add this in under her eyes. Oops, a little bit. I kind of want to add, let's add like a little triangular shadow that I'll work in there. This cheek got a little bit demolished. We want it to have a shine to it, so we'll take care of that there. And down here, it's probably just a little bit too red on the nose, so I'll take some of that redness out. And I want to add that highlight back in that I had. Yeah, starting to come along. I guess I never did the ear. I should do that ear. Yeah, let's do the ear next. Get this ear. Like so. Am I still on multiply? No, just double checking. I don't want to be on multiply, and then we'll get the ear colored. So it'll be darkest right in here. So I want to get that kind of established and then blend it in. There'll be a little bit of a shadow down here. I could get going. I'm not like super great at ears. I should do some practicing with them. I think I can pull something off here. Yeah. About like that. And then maybe a highlight right at the corner here. My computer is spazzing. I sure hope the stream isn't freaking out. Are you gonna work for me, computer? Nope, you're not. You're gonna work for me. You're gonna be my buddy. You're gonna do what I say, please. How do you talk to technology so that it respects you? It never respects me. Maybe I'm too nice to it. Maybe that's the problem. I'm like, please work for me today. And it's just like, haha, it's too funny not to work for you. I don't know how well this ear is turning out. It's good enough, I guess. Let's get some shading around the curl of the ear, the shell of the ear here. Yeah, okay. I think that's good. Now it's a little more defined at least. Well, I think it's looking better than the original. I think it's still looking really flat. But I'm gonna take a minute here. I'm gonna drink some of my water. I'm not gonna look at it for a minute. And I'm gonna just sit here and not look at it. And then when I look back, I'll see all the mistakes and I'll do like one last pass to get it all finished up nice and neat. Also, I'm gonna open my window because it's getting really hot. Okay, I'm looking back now. I'm gonna turn it back around. And I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fix everything that doesn't look right. I don't know, it looks the same to me. I'll just keep pushing the shadows. So we'll get some down here, some down here by the lips. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to do with it. I'm thinking about starting something else. Let's get a little bit of a shadow over on this side of the face. I think that might help. And then I'll blend it so it's just a tiny, like, example of a shadow. It's just like barely there. So you can kind of see. Maybe, I don't know if that helps or not. Let's get a little bit of highlight right at the corner of her mouth. I think that's another thing that happens. Makes it look good. A little shadow here. This whole thing should probably be a little bit more shadow, like that. And then I don't really like that shadow, so I'll just wipe it out. Why not? Yeah. Okay. I could see a few problems with it, but I think it's starting to come along. Let's get this nose like really well done. So I don't want that. I don't want that quite that bright. Let's turn it way down. Blow up the brush. I just want to get that nose glowing a little bit. And then up too. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think I'm gonna lighten up this eye a bit because it's a little hazy. There we go. I don't know what else to do. I think I've kind of reached these points where you like, I don't know what else to do to work on it. I'm gonna maybe finish the eyebrows. I guess I never did those. And maybe I'll come back in later sometime in the future after I've taken a break from it. Finish it up. But for now, I think we'll just kind of work on these eyebrows a little bit, like a more of a brown color. Just kind of shape something in. Maybe bring this in a little bit smaller. Shape something in, and then I'll put a little bit of a shadow underneath them. And then we'll be finishing up here. It's better than the original. I don't know if it's my best yet, but it's not bad. It's not bad. We'll call it good. I've lost some detail here with all my little meandering. Let's get that a bit back in more. This one too. Hello, Yuli Toys. How are you doing? Thank you. I'm gonna fix this hair because I don't think it looks right. So I'm gonna just come in and erase it, bring it in here. Got the computer stall, sorry. Okay, let me erase that again. I'm gonna get this. Let's do this here like that. Yeah. I don't know. Something like that. We'll get a little bit of a lighter color too. And oh, thank you, Maria. I think I might be. Oh, I know one thing that's really throwing this off that I'm gonna fix right away. There's always a little shadow here that I forget, and I think it really makes a difference when you add it or not. I don't know if this stream is cutting out. It's like flickering. My screen is flickering. Yeah, I think I'll call this good for Ray. I'm not sure what else to do. Should I draw like a little funny thing in the background, like a TIE fighter or something? Let's Google TIE fighter. I guess I'm gonna use my Discord app window because no one came. TIE fighter. We'll make a little TIE fighter in the back. And hopefully me using the internet is not going to slow down. Oh, there goes the window. I mean the spinning beach ball. Okay, I don't know if TIE fighter is what I was looking for. What is it? What's the little skinny one called? Let's just Google Star Wars ships. I think Google knows what I want. It suggested that. I don't want the Millennial Falcon. I think this one. This little guy here. I'll show you. Let's do something with him. That's what I was thinking of. So I'll make a new layer. And we'll call this, it doesn't give the name. It's Quiz, the ultimate Star Wars ship quiz. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll just call it ship. So it's just driving around. Is that the kind of ship she jumped over in the preview? It might be. Okay, let's get let's just do it in white to start with. This is going to be blurry in the end. I had Kylo Ren hiding in the background. He'll be on the ship. I should have done her and Kylo Ren because I think it's better when you work on two characters at once in a live stream because you can kind of take a break from one. I did that with my characters from my I guess I should do this in the shape that it is. My characters from my comic stream. And I would be like messing up with the girl and I'd go work on the guy. And then it wasn't so bad. So let's get this kind of in like that. This might need to be a little smaller even. We'll just get something in. It'll be a fun little thing. I'm going to draw it somewhat undetailed because I'm going to blur it eventually. Let's get the shape of it in first. And then it's got like two little rocket things here. Okay, let's stop picking up background colors because that's just gonna make it look too much like it's in the background. So let's get some. Oh, I'm on like 65. Let's be on like 25 now. Maybe closer to when the movie comes out, I'll do a Kylo Ren one. I did one of him too a while back, I think. But it wasn't that great. I remember thinking that at the time at least. Alright, let's get some details in here. So the shading will be like this. Is this looking a little bit like a TIE fighter in the background? It's not a TIE fighter, I gotta stop saying TIE fighter. So what was your commission about? Muriel illustrations? Did you draw someone's character for them, or... Let me see here. They got like little spiky weapon things. Add those in. There's one down here too. Maybe it's like crashing behind her. We could add a little fire. Like there's a couple of them crashing back here. I think this is quite long enough. Let's bring it out a bit. And then we'll make, so I want this like bluish gray. Make some shaded parts. Oops. I'm not good at spaceships as all. This is probably pretty evident. But I'm getting something. Something done here. Oh, I like little box shape here. And this will be in shadow. Let's get a little bit less. I guess I never did this one's little spiky thing. And there's some red on this ship. Let's add that. 2 people wrestling. Oh, I think you said that last time. And I was like, yeah, it's impressive. It's hard to do poses like that. Yeah, that's cool. Are you gonna link it on your thing, or is it like a private commission that they don't want shared? I haven't been back on DeviantArt since I logged on to like your picture, but I need to go back. I have like these plans, like tomorrow I will spend, 3 hours going back on DeviantArt and getting all caught up on it stuff. And then it never happens. I get so much other stuff built up and I'm like, I'll just spare the DeviantArt stuff. I gotta commit. Get it going. I signed up for something called ArtStation by someone's suggestion a little while ago. I haven't done anything on it. I had to like use my Facebook. So, like you can't just sign up. You have to like use your Facebook or something. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. I think that's partly why I haven't been back. Because I'm like, yeah. I don't ever use my Facebook to begin with. But everyone wants to be connected nowadays. It's easier to share your information, I guess. Oops. Let me go back and get a proper shadow. Yeah, this is not looking super detailed, but when it blurs, hopefully it won't matter too much. I'm going to give it a motion blur and a little bit of a Gaussian blur, like it's in the background. That's my idea for it anyways. I should do like a tutorial on how to do ships properly. So I think they'd be fun to draw. They're a little bit like crisp lines, which I always have a problem with. Yeah, let's go to multiply now. So I can do that. Add a cheap shadow without me having to worry too much about getting it perfect. You're gonna keep it private. That's okay. I'll check out the next one then. I know sometimes you don't always want to share everything. I respect that. I do that too. Let's get a little bit smaller and do like this, this, and this. Okay, this is Kylo Ren right here. We'll zoom way in to the messiness. And you won't be able to see it. Only people on the know will know. Here he is, his little helmet right here. And he's steering the ship. And he's wearing black, so I'll just have this. This is beautiful. This is exactly how you would look in this plane setup. Here's a little chair behind him. Let's make it brownish. And then the window over him. I guess we're on multiply, so we'll want to do normal so that can smear over him. And then we'll do some like little light lines like that. That's definitely Kylo Ren. You can't really make it out. That's definitely him. Alright, so then we'll take this. I'm going to duplicate it in case I mess it up and hide this one. And let's go to... Why is there like a weird barrier around my Photoshop? I wonder what that's about. This little white line? Normal? I don't know what that is. Did I do something weird? I have no idea. Uh-oh. Got the freezing part. And just wait a minute while it unfreezes. Are we back? That must be really... yeah, okay. Let's make this... Actually, wait, before I do anything, let's give it a little bit of like a flaming look. Like it's going down. Don't worry, Kylo will be fine. He's a genius in the Force. Okay, so I like a little bit back here, and like a little bit on the wings maybe. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of orange. And a little bit of red. Right up close to it. And then on the actual ship itself, we'll add some of that red. Go back to the yellow, or the orange I mean. Add some of that, and then the yellow to finish it off. That's got a little bit of a flaming look. Okay, now we're gonna do filter motion blur. Actually, wait. One more duplicate. Does that make it a little bit... It's okay. Let's make it a clipping mask. Whoops, I don't mean to duplicate again. So, filter clipping mask. Nope. I said it out loud and confused me. Filter, blur, motion blur. Get this angle right. Uh-huh. And I'll hit OK. And then we're going to take in a big old eraser. Sort of erase this a little bit here so it's a little bit more visible. And then take filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and blur the whole thing a bit. Oh, did I do something wrong? I don't want you to bring this up. What have you done? What have I done? Cancel. No. It's freezing my computer. There we go. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Maybe it does bring up a window. No, it doesn't. Okay. I don't want to blur it that much. Alright. There we go. That's like my spaceship, my terrible spaceship. That's crashing behind her. Just cheat the levels a little bit. And yeah, now that it's crashing, it doesn't matter that it's badly drawn. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it there then. A little bit of a silly one, I know. Oops, I don't want to close my thing. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of tweaking, and then I might wrap it up soon here. Like a little bit, do my usual tricks where I make an overlay layer over everything. So we go to overlay, and then we go to our gradient tool, and I don't know, that's kind of like an oppressive yellow. If that makes sense. Let's make it an orange for the lighting. Make an orange, and then over here maybe we'll make like a red down here. Is that like too much? Let's add a little blue. I think there's like no blue in this painting. We've got to add some. There we go. We got that ugly teal. Let's throw in some green. We'll make it a proper disco. I think the green's too much. I can make it better. suited. It'll have a little bit down here. There we go. Alright, then I'll just turn this down so it's not quite so much. And yeah, we can give her a little halo effect, like the force is all around her. Feather. Oh, I forgot to select her hair. Hold on. Gotta select color, hair, and then we'll feather it. Maybe like 50? And then, I don't know, white might be too much. I think we did not feather it nearly enough. Feather maybe another 100. Oh, thank you, Egyptian Gamer Geek. You're back. I'm just wrapping up here, I think. I'm not sure what else to do with it. We put Kylo, you can't really see him, but he's over here on this ship. He's coming in for a landing. Yeah, the yellow. Let's see what it looks like in other things. I know it takes away from the background, but I think she needs like something. She looks a little flat. I'm just trying to do a little trick to make her look less flat. We'll do like an orange. Like that, so it's not super noticeable. Now it just looks like her skin tone. Let's make it a little more saturated, a little brighter. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's oh, thank you, Slowly Art Studio. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. I might come back to this in the future. There's some touches I could do to it, but I feel like right now I'm at a good place to stop. So let me do something real quick, actually. Oh, on her hair layer. Let's get this a little bit darker. That'll help, because she's right now, it's a little, I didn't mean to put it all over her skin like that, my bad. Wait. A little bit darker here, there we go. That'll help a little bit. Yeah, so, yeah, I think I'll call it there. Thank you, everyone who came by. Sleepy, Mexicano 11, Yuli Toys review, that animated one. Thank you, Egyptian Gamer Geek, for stopping by. And thank you, Mariel Illustrations. For next week's stream, I kind of talked about it earlier. If you weren't here, I said that I'm gonna probably try to make like a comic thing. Like every other stream, I'll work on a comic that people can come in and say what they think should happen during it. So I don't know if I'll design any characters ahead of time, or maybe I'll just start by just designing characters for the next one. And we can kind of work on like a script if anyone's around. Just make something fun, and it'll just be called the live stream comic, and it'll just be something we work on every other one. If people lose interest, we don't have to go through, but yeah. So thank you again, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Mariel Illustrations and Egyptian Gamer Geek and Solely Art Studio. I'm sure Sauli. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. And anyone else who's still watching. Have a wonderful day. Take care. And I'll see you on the next live stream or video or whatever. Bye bye.